Welcome back, guys, to the Fortress of Fitness. Listen, I've been just blessed and honored to be able to share a lot of health things with you, a lot of things to help you to live a spiritual and physical, great balanced lifestyle. You want that life balance. You don't want the scales tilted. Stay balanced when you walk through life, spiritually, physically, mind, body, soul, spirit. You want to be healthy in all those areas. Today, though, I'm going to talk to you about your body and what you're doing with it. I have so many people that comes to me, and I hear people talk all the time about this is my body. I do what I want to do, and I'm going to do this with this body, and I'm going to do that with my body. And a lot of times we find us doing things with our bodies that doesn't glorify God at all. So listen to what the Apostle Paul said over in Romans 12, verse 1. I'm going to read it to you from the Amplified. He said, "I appeal to you, there, brethren, and beg of you in view of all the mercies of God." Now, the first thing that jumps out at me, there's a problem here, because he said, guys, listen, I am begging you. That tells me that somewhere in here, these people are way out in left field. Sounds like a lot of people during our time right now. He says that I beg of you, of you in view of all the mercies of God, to make a decisive dedication of your bodies. Now, a decisive dedication of your body. Think about that. Have you dedicated you to you? Let me talk to you about unconditional love. Unconditional love. Listen to this. God gave you a body, and when he gave you this body, he knew that he was going to house his spirit on the inside of you. And then when he gave you the body, he says, this body is the place that I will house my spirit. When I house my spirit there, I would no longer look at it just a body. I would start seeing you as a temple of God. But check this out. He says that your body will love you so much, it will do whatever you require it to do. I have seen people balloon from 160 pounds to over 300 pounds, and the body just expands with them. The skin grows, the heart enlarges, the lungs enlarges. I've seen people over 300 come all the way down to 175. The heart shrinks, the lungs come down, the skin tightens. The body will do whatever we require it to do. So, what happens when you start feeding your body all of these foods that are totally unhealthy for you? Some people drink way too much caffeine, eat way too much sugar, way too much bread, way too much rice. You know that you're overeating in these areas, but you like it. It tastes good to you. I understand that. Taste can kill you. Be very, very careful with that. It's just like sin. If it doesn't look good, if it's not enticing, it won't draw you to it. So that's the way taste is. You have to be very, very careful. Now, he's saying glorify God in your body. He said the least you can do, is present your bodies to God, holy and acceptable, okay? That's the least we can do. So what is he saying? You can eat better than what you're doing. You can pray more. You can glorify God more. But when you're talking in the health realm, if you keep feeding your body a lot of caffeine, the body do what we call get addicted to it. It's not necessarily what I call an addiction. It becomes a need. The body feels as though if you give it so much of one thing, you love it so much, you would never do anything to hurt it. So the body feels that you love it, and it's unconditional love from the body. So the body thinks you love it so much that all this sugar that you're eating, all these trans fats that you're eating, all of the sodas that you're drinking, all of these things that you know you're overindulging in that even you're sick of, but you won't stop eating it. But the body begins to love it because it thinks you are feeding it what it needs to survive. Your body loves you unconditionally. God gave it to you unconditionally. So now it wants what you give it because the body have a perception you're giving me everything that I need in order to live. So it starts desiring more. Now you have the body confused. You don't want it, but you can't stop eating it, and the body is desiring it more. So what do you have to do? You have to take control. You have to get yourself in a place spiritually with God where you realize I am not presenting my body to God the way the Bible said. That's my reasonable service. That's the least I can do, is take care of the temple that God gave me. Eat better. Get rid of all of the outside drinks. Go back to your pure water. I'm not saying you can't have a little iced tea or a cup of coffee here, but stop overindulging in areas that you know that are not good for God's body. You have to present your body as a reasonable service. God says that's the least you can do with the body that I gave you to house my spirit. Again, I love you. I hope these words of encouragement help you. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.